free yourself from fear. Fear is not your enemy. It's a message from your mind telling you that something within you needs awareness and growth. This book doesn't ask you to kill fear, but to understand it, to reshape it into a force that pushes you forward instead of a chain that holds you back. 1. What is fear, and how does it work? Fear is energy. When you direct it, it becomes motivation. When you ignore it, it becomes a prison. Fear is not psychological weakness. It's a natural defense mechanism meant to protect you. But it becomes a barrier when you let it control your decisions. There are 2 types of fear. Real fear, from an actual danger. Imaginary fear, from a thought or expectation that hasn't even happened. How to apply it. Notice when you feel fear. Write the situation and the emotions you felt. Ask yourself, is this fear real or just a possibility? If it's imaginary, take a deep breath and repeat, I am safe right now. Create a small pause between the thought and your reaction. This separates awareness from emotional impulsivity. 2. The origin of fear and how your mind gets programmed by it. What you fear is not the thing itself, but the image your mind created of it. Fear often comes from old experiences and painful memories. Some fears are inherited from family, society, or your environment. When negative reactions repeat, the mind forms an automatic fear pattern that must be reprogrammed. How to apply it. Recall the first time you ever felt this fear. Visualize the situation again, but with a positive, empowering ending. Repeat this new image daily until your mind gets used to it. Replace the words, I'm afraid, with, I'm prepared. 3. How fear turns you into a weaker version of yourself. Fear exaggerates the threat and shrinks your sense of worth. When you surrender to fear, you give it control over your life. Fear makes your decisions based on escape instead of action. You end up living a defensive life instead of a proactive one. How to apply it. Pick one situation you avoid because of fear. Fear of failure, rejection, or judgment. Start with a light confrontation. Talk about it, write it down, imagine yourself overcoming it. Face one small fear every week. Reward yourself after every small success. 4. Freedom begins with awareness. Fear doesn't disappear when you hide. It disappears when you see it clearly without exaggeration. Awareness makes you the master, not the slave of your fear. When you ask honestly, what is this fear trying to tell me? You begin your journey of liberation. You can't control the outside world, but you can calm your inner world. How to apply it. Practice 10 minutes of daily meditation, focusing only on your breath. When a fearful thought appears, don't resist it. Observe it like you're watching a movie. Write down the recurring fears and start understanding them instead of fighting them. 5. Use fear as fuel for success. Successful people don't lack fear, they use it wisely. Let fear be a sign that you need better preparation. Transform it from negative energy into productive motivation. Fear of failure is like fire. You can burn in it, or you can cook with it. How to apply it. Before any new task, ask, what's the worst that could happen? Prepare for the potential negative outcomes so they lose their power. Use fear to sharpen your focus, instead of paralyzing you. Repeat, "I can do this," before every challenge to program your mind positively. 6. True freedom is choosing despite fear. Fear will always exist, but you're not obligated to obey it. Every time you move forward despite fear, you grow. Don't wait for fear to disappear before you start. Start, and you'll realize it wasn't as big as it seemed. How to apply it. Pick one thing you fear and take one step towards it within 24 hours. Use the 5-second rule. When fear hits, count from 5 to 1 and move immediately. Document your small victories and celebrate them. Remind yourself daily, fear means I'm growing. Principle, result. Principle, result. Awareness of fear. Self-control. Gradual confrontation. Increase confidence. Reprogramming the mind. Inner calm and stability. Turning fear into energy. A strong drive for success. Consistency. Earned courage and a balanced life. Who is this video for? For anyone stuck in anxiety and hesitation. For anyone who wants to live with courage and clarity. For anyone who wants to be free from the chains of fear, not a prisoner to it.
Fear is that faint whisper inside us, the one that rises every time we approach a new step, an unfamiliar risk, or a dream that feels bigger than our abilities. It's the feeling that tightens our will, makes us delay decisions, and forces us to live at half our potential. But the truth is, fear is not the enemy we imagine it to be. Fear is a smart signal from within saying, "Pay attention. There's something here you need to face with awareness." If you want the book, let me know in the comments. According to Joseph O'Connor, in his book, Free Yourself from Fear, the problem isn't that fear exists. The real problem is how we interpret it. Every human feels fear, but the strong are those who understand its meaning, not those who deny it. Fear, at its core, isn't weakness. It's proof that we're trying to protect something important: our status, our dreams, our image in front of others, or simply ourselves. That's why the first step toward freedom isn't resistance, it's understanding. When you feel fear, don't run away from it. Ask it, "What are you trying to protect me from?" You'll discover that behind most fears lies a positive intention, a desire for safety, success, love, or acceptance. But that intention was hiding behind anxiety. Once you understand the message fear carries, it loses its power over you. Emotions we understand do not control us. We control them. The second piece of advice O'Connor offers is to move forward despite fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to progress while fear walks beside you. Most people wait for the moment fear disappears before they begin, but that moment will never come. Action weakens fear, not the other way around. When you take the first step, anxiety fades because you give yourself real proof that you can. Fear also feeds on uncertainty. The more unclear the picture is, the bigger fear becomes. So break it down into smaller details. What exactly are you afraid of? What is the absolute worst that could happen? When you put your fears into words, they shrink. They lose the exaggerated size they had in the dark. The book compares fear to a shadow. It looks bigger than reality when you can't see it clearly, but it shrinks the moment you face it with light. Among the tools the author recommends, deep breathing, focusing on the present moment, and observing your inner dialogue. Fear doesn't live in the now. It lives in what if. The more you train your mind to return to the present, the less control fear has over you. In the end, The book invites you to see fear as a temporary companion, not a permanent jailer. Its presence doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're alive, sensitive, and eager to grow. A person who never fears never learns. True courage isn't about killing fear. It's about befriending it, walking with it, and moving forward even when your heart is trembling. Freedom from fear isn't a single moment. It's a journey of awareness, taken step by step. And with each small act of courage, you'll discover that you are far stronger than you ever believed, and that fear was nothing more than a doorway leading to the bravery that has lived inside you all along.